Let's crash into him. Let's crash into it. Let's crash into it. Let's crash into it. Let's crash into it. We just gon' do it. We just gon' do it. Let's go. Let's go. Music by Wikipedia. Let's go. Let's go. Before we do that, let's crash into that. 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 Let's go. But before we do that, but before we do that, but before we do that, let's crash into that. Oh, 07. Let's go. Wow. Sig, you surprised me. 4.10 wave 1. Let's go. I'm hearing positive things regarding Siege of Orson, the instancing aspect of the game, curated mission-based gameplay, for a number of people, uninterrupted, meaning tripwires will not be upset before its timing with the interaction of the crew. In other words, no spoiling the ship, the tripwires. Everything's baked and just done and ready for interaction by that number of people playing that instance version of that mission. I think it's a needed option for Star Citizen. And the other option is you're open in the game. It's MMO style, and you just find your own curated adventure, unscripted, off script. Beautiful option for Cloud Imperium games and the pursuit of making Star Citizen all things in regards to games in the sci-fi genre, making it all video games of its genre type. Yeah, pretty much. He's gaming like, hey, what's up? Storage access. Okay, let's go. Saturday night, y'all. Saturday night. Oh. Stored. Interesting. I'm not gonna. All right. I'm not getting anything out of my engines. Why? Hold on. Do I need repairs or something? No. No power. Hold on here. Light ready. hitting spacebar and nothing. Very, very interesting. Landing vehicle. I'm getting some functionality out of it, right? Oh, let me hit the Z key. Nope. Yeah, it's is this a component thing? And the engine's off. Not sure. I don't want to say this is a bug. That's there. Oh, no repairs needed. Oh wow. I just can't move the ship. I need to do a store of the ship. Do a soft reboot for the ship. Apparently it's not moving out of the hangar. Was that weird? There was no animation. It just like ceased to exist the moment I said store. So that tells me something's up. Okay, let's try calling her up again. Come on, miss. Local ships. Retrieve. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Hopefully she's reset. Let me go ahead and hydrate, right? Ooh. I'm going to transfer. I need to transfer these gems. The hand mineable 4. Here we go. And the Valacar teeth. That's more like it. And I can hydrate now. Okay, let's see if the ship has reset itself. This is 4.9. I don't want to spoil a Siege of Orison. I think I want that experience in live for myself. And it has some time for polish, so don't mind me. But yeah, I want it to be fully as baked in as possible. Right. There we go. So reseating the ship back into the hangar, or basically storing it, will kind of ensure that your functionality as far as flight is there. I think that's a workaround, possibly. But until, 4.10 should have those fixes. And let's pull up. I'm gonna do some mining in that lawless system. There we go. Make that jump. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. Less than 15 gigameters out. All right. Ooh. All right, let's just top off some quantum fuel, shall we? Oh, someone else is here. Let's see. All right. Fuel up. Looking good. Looking good. All right, let's go.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Check my engine. Okay, there we go.
Launch sequence complete. Landing gear up.
Okay, here we go. Like there's a Connie out here too. Here we go. Activated. Let's go. All right, we're about to enter the tunnel now. All right, we're here. Oh yeah. All right. Seems to be working good. We're working our way through. Oh no. All right. Here we go. Systems are go. Everything at 100%. No accidents. A little tricky. Okay. Almost there. Alright. Oh wow. Spiral action is real. Alright. We are just about through. Alright. Shields up. We're through the distortion area. Holy smokes. We're through. We're in Pyro 07. Alright. Okay. Let's top off some fuel, shall we? So let's do that.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
All right. Looking for some landing pads. All right. I see one. Top off some fuel. Why not? All right.
Landing successful.
Let's make it happen, Captain. Okay. Top it up. Okay, let's pull up the old trusty star map. look at some of these locations, shall we? Let's do some scouting. Man, what a tight cluster that is. Look at Ignis. Recite, gold, silicon 10. First ship minables, potential hand minables is Aphorite, Dolivine, Hadonite, Janelite, caves only. Potential harvestables would be the Ranta Dung, as well as the Amioshi Plague, both in caves as well. What is Vatra doing? Very similar. Adder. Boris, Recite, Tungsten, Iron, Aphorite, Dolivine, Adonite, Janelite. Blue Moon Fungus in caves. That's a new one. Azlorite. That's different. Fuego is Azlorite. Fuego would be interesting. I'll get close by. Let's see. Switch gears to Fuego. Get the Pyro 5 first. All right, here we go. All right, so let's take a look at those other locations. Interesting though. Let's do Fuego. In Fuego. Let's go. Beautiful sight, man. Beautiful visual. Over the marker. Hold on. Beautiful sights. Visuals are off the freaking chart. And to think they're gonna upgrade it with Genesis. Oh my god. Well, the spacescapes are gonna be different. Well, I don't think the spacescape. Oh, the spacescapes should be somewhat the same. It's the Genesis planetary tech that's gonna be updated. Beautiful visuals, man. Whoa. Off the charts, man. Oh, wow. But I think from space, the planets and moons themselves will take on more interesting visual characteristics. No doubt about it. Let's see, did I'm here now, so yeah. I'm just gonna pop on down. Derelict outpost. Interesting. Okay, here we go. Headed down to the outpost. Welcome to Fuego. Heels up. Cruise control on. Switching over to scanning. Commencing now. These be life forms or mineables. Fainmelin. I believe that's saying Fainlamin. Fainlamin. Oh, cruise control is on. Let me see. Uncouple that. Fainmelin. Okay, I see it populated. Welcome to Fuego.
Landing gear down.
07.
Systems off. Hello, how can Miss help you today?
Let's see if there's any atmosphere. I should have analyzed that. Let me see. Well, my mobiGlas is going to tell me. Very windy. Unknown Ghost 07. Danger. No atmosphere. It's telling me right now. That is a danger. Thermal temp is minus 16 Celsius. Not bad. Temperature's normal, 60 degrees. Interesting. Oh, nice. Appreciate that. 07. How are you doing this evening? Oh, there's many. Yeah, there's many out there. You can check my Discord, Mining 101, for sure. A lot of content creators doing their thing out there. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You know, again, not surprised regarding the community and CIG and this symbiotic relationship because of the fact that the community members are also, some of them have moved over to become CIG developers. Your beta tester, very nice. That is awesome. Holy smokes, that is awesome. Pop that in Discord, please.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Oh, it's giving me fracturing on this thing? No way.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Oh, damn. Those rocks were smacking.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Oh, what? Oh, please do tell. Wow, that's pretty cool. Um, we could very well see the end game of mining in 2027. We actually could. Um, Arastra is probably on its way, and definitely final concept for the Orion.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
I'm curious now, Unknown Ghost. I'm curious.
Warning, power critical.
that is insane, man. No wonder it took you a while to respond. That is insane. Oh yeah, I definitely got to look into that. That's pretty cool. That's probably highlighted on Star Citizen website. Holy smokes!
Critical. Shield under attack. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
Okay, let me just sit down and grab some hand minables.
Landing gear down.
Oh, holy smokes! Yeah, that's pretty stout. If you could you drop that into Mining 101 in the Discord? That would be really cool. Oh, very nice, man. That is awesome. Congrats. That is so cool. Again, I mean, yeah, boy, Star Citizen, it brings out the best in people's ideas and being able to create. And I love that CIG opens the door for that kind of interaction between the community and the studio. Amazing, amazing stuff. Can pull some of these gems or not. I think I pulverized them. No. No, I need like a rock, something, which I did not bring. Okay. Nothing to see here. Unless they rode down the hill, which I think they have. Nice. Oh, the physics in this game. Very nice. Okay. Oh, I see some more. Or one more at least. All right. That makes me want to attempt to break some more. Now I'm tempted to break more now, man. Holy smokes, dude. Oh boy. Now I want to break more. In Mining 101. Okay, that's perfect. Let's see. Oh, that is cool, man. Unknown Ghost, that is so cool. I'm just make a copy. And oh, okay, all the way at the bottom, freelancer citizens, mining 101. I'm dropping it in there too as a backup. Thank you so much. Incredible. Oh yeah, you gotta. yeah. They're. I mean, you're going to basically have the ability to hand them down. It's going to go from generation to generation, basically. That's how good they are. That's how good they are. You did say plural, so that's VKB. So, did you set up your host ass? Did you do that? You have that set up? Your configurations to your liking? I'm curious now. SC mining. Very nice. Oh wow. So what are your thoughts based upon flying ships prior to VKB? What did you have prior to VKB, Unknown Ghost? What were you flying? And my question to you would be, what was that experience previous to the experience now with the sticks, HOSAS, hands-on stick and stick now in Star Citizen? What is that like from what you've played previously to what you are playing now as far as the flight control system? Okay, mouse and keyboard. Okay. Oh, yes. What is that like? Man, I wonder. You're still dangerous to yourself and others. Oh gosh. Yeah. Are you going to get the? I assume you're right-handed. Are you going to get the axle that bends one of the sticks 90 degrees? I kind of do that with my setup. And I kind of use the left stick as a throttle, as well as yaw. Oh, sweet. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh yeah, the Omni, the 90 degree on the left. Oh yeah, you're dangerous. Holy smokes, yeah. So I take it PvP is your draw in the game. That is you're acclimated to PvP. Azlerite. Interesting. I never mind Azlerite. Okay, what data is it giving me now? Okay, yeah, for sure. For sure. Definitely you want to do that. But there's people that are gonna sharpen that metal too. Metal sharpens metal, so yeah, for sure. And I think bounty hunting. Oh crap! It's gonna bring that into the play too. Where you are, where you stand, building your. Oh damn! It's incinerated. Building up your skill set. Yeah, I think we should be hearing something in regards to the flight model as we get closer to the end of the year. We'll hear something. Oh, it scans faster. Nice. Yeah, updating it with radar information. Yeah, scanning will penetrate it. It's basically pinging it, penetrating the materials.
Power critical.
Nice. You're right.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Shield under attack.
Okay, here we go. Never mind Azlerite before. Man, 71 innards. Whew, that's a lot. The titanium is in there. Oh wow, Azlerite is good for armor. Okay, that is great to know.
Fracturing mode on.
Great to know. And the better quality is the better armor. The better your armor will be.
Power critical. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power
It heats up quick too.
Power critical.
Holy smokes. It's gonna.
Power critical.
Holy smokes.
Extraction mode on. Fracturing mode on.
It heats up really quick. Look for a blueprint in the blueprint library. It will show you what is needed and where to get that ore. That is cool. Yeah, the blueprints, I think that's another layer to the game that will, point it towards being a true MMO, the crafting aspect. And I think with the more locations CIG creates, the better crafting will be as it will open up more more opportunities, or should I say more areas for us to explore for varied item types that will combine to make your crafted item. And I think it also opens the door for potential rare items as well, or rare quality levels, because you can hide them in plain sight because you have a huge footprint, and it's just a matter of going there. And then I think the end game for CIG as well as the community, they can dynamically place those items, switch them around dynamically, allowing the engine itself to do that. And so it gives a layer of unpredictability, so things cannot be uh, utilized in a way that it's saying go here, go there, get that from there, from there. It's more of a unpredictability that will, you know, kind of force players to search, do true exploration and finding things, or being able to trade, opening up the trade system. So if you don't feel or have that time to go and look and search for these things, you can barter with tradesmen and crafters. It opens that door up. True MMO, elements of true MMO gameplay. Off scripted gameplay. I love it. Oh, damn. Woo. Right in my face. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Just as fun as those apps are and beautiful, beautiful created that they are, deep down, I just wish that it will become obsolete once we get dynamic gameplay features in where the system will randomly, change those items and place them in other places, right? So there's the predictability is gone. So now it takes you having to actually go to those locations and really look, and then the percentages and quantities should also alter and change so that it will lend that back to the people who have, the amounts that's needed by other players, right? Hence, it'll invigorate the trading and trading and bartering in the game. I love it, man. I mean, it's the potential. That's the allure of Star Citizen, the potential. And then even if it's not what we feel as though it's what we dreamed of in certain aspects of the game, there's still opportunities for them to curate and change and make adjustments because the game is still in development. I think that's the one thing that, some of us fail to see it as an advantage. They're able to go back to the drawing board and improve upon concepts and features from tier 1, tier 2, etc. They're able to go back and make adjustments. I love that. Siege of Orson is case in point, right? Because we played it and now it's coming out with instancing, right? Uninterrupted interactions with NPCs, which I think is a plus. Oh, the Cargo Studio. Very nice. Yeah, Cargo is about to get some love. I do want to see, I've yet to see like volative type of cargo and time sensitive based cargo as well. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Where it will change the dynamic of cargo hauling as well by putting timers or sensitivities on these certain types of cargo, which will then increase the risk and reward payouts, right? And then I think with the timers, you can leverage bonuses with that aspect. If you get it there earlier, the more, the more bonus money you get. Whereas you're late, like Domino's, you're not gonna get, it's not gonna be free, but they can penalize you on they can penalize you on your payment because you failed to get it there at a certain time, right? So that in itself would just give another layer, another dynamic to cargo running, cargo hauling. And the incentive is bonuses as well as more lucrative missions because you're gaining in rep. It's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. It really forces players to change their learned behaviors behind cargo, and brings a level of unpredictability and pressure, and needed pressure, healthy pressure to the player. So they get that adrenaline rush from it. And then I think environmental things as well. Once we see weather, but also NPCs being attacked for your goods, you're being scanned, you're being chased. Oh, that aspect, or you're caught and you have to bargain with them, right? And then you can get penalized on the percentages not being 100% delivered. I love it. I love it. And it's there. It's the opportunity is there. Just another layer of enhancement, and I don't think it really requires a lot of like really in-depth work. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem as though it would need a lot to pull that off. I think I know one thing Chris would love me to talk about. Chris Roberts, he would love for me to talk about bounty hunting. What would be my vision of bounty hunting? First of all, I think you can basically go along the lines of the Mandalorian and different stipulations, which I think, meaning with those stipulations there's choices, and then there's results based on those choices, and which then equals options to the bounty hunter, but also individual efforts, also collaboration through guild, those substructures, and that along with, I think what Chris would need to make bounty hunting very successful as a whole, they would have to overhaul the NPC AI architecture, but to that, I think the framework starts on the servers and server FPS and sustainable server FPS that will allow the NPCs to have a certain bandwidth in order to operate within its logic, right? In other words, as they mentioned, if the NPCs can stay within double digits on the server, it's a good thing. Now, in regards to that, let's say that they have a foundation of NPCs that function very similar to how we go about basic functions in game. Getting into a ship, flying, interacting with each other as a group. We already have that sort of with NPCs, but they would have to sharpen their intelligence. And then also, there's got to be a hierarchy. When you talk about you're going after members of syndicate organizations, or it could just be a person. It flows on both sides of the table. It could be someone, a character who it's not always like you go to a compound, underground compound, and you take everybody out. That's kind of flat. I think once you have your structure of the servers, and you have that foundation for NPCs to operate properly, you have to come up with character sets. You have to come up with an inner circle as well as a community of the NPC substructure, right? They're operating. You need the lore team to come in with backstories. You need the the mission giver teams to set up different substructures for where they live, where they operate from, and then you have a basis of logistics that says this guy he reneged on a gambling debt. You have characters. Caledonia 07. We are mining Azlerite, Caledonia, for the first time for me. So oh, cool. I would definitely look at it. That is pretty cool. Um, I think you need a casting, a casting call for all things that are bounty hunting. All genders, right? Aliens also involved. And then you need also like different situations where it's not always about run and gun, but tracking down, hey, this person owes me a debt, or they owe me, they ran out on a debt that they owed me. I'm paying you a bounty to bring them in, and I deal with them. And then you have a choice in that situation. You may find out that that person was a good person, and under the circumstances, something happened, and then at the last minute, you say, "No, this is wrong," and you make a moral decision, right? I think there's storytelling, there's inherent storytelling that can happen that would test your moral fiber as a bounty hunter. Do you allow that to happen, or do you deny those people? And then then a story within itself can happen where they plot out for revenge because you didn't hold up your bargain. But maybe this person, by making a moral judgment switch or change, and you actually fight for them to get them out of that situation. They could have rich parents, right? And they were on the run, and they got themselves into trouble, and they paid off your debt and gave you an enormous bonus for finding their child, right, or relative, getting them out of that situation, right? Things of that nature. But you can't repeat that and just people can just utilize it as a cheat code, right? Oh, do this, and then you go over here, and it should be rare that it pops up, and it pops up in dynamic locations, not scripted. So you take away the scripting of it, or the predictability. You make it where it's a rare thing that happens. Well, I'm gonna finish up on the stream. I would think after, probably would be after. for sure. But I'm definitely gonna pop on that. I see it. It's the T3SOD Nexus app. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta check that out. But I think bounty hunting, there's a lot to it, but you gotta have the characters. You gotta have everything set up. But yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Unknown Ghost. That's really cool, especially with the blueprinting aspects. That's gonna blow up. Oh gosh, the thing disintegrated.
Extraction mode on.
I don't think we're done. We're far from done with mining and crafting. I think now mining is opening the doors for crafting, and it's so important now. There's probably going to be more ships involved with mining, providing different ways to do it.
Warning. Power critical.
Rival manufacturers getting involved.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
Let me move on. This Azlerite, man, is no joke. It's easy, but it's not easy to work with. You can, get it going, but you really gotta be very careful not to overheat the thing. Because it's very sensitive to heat. The Galaxy. Oh my gosh. A friend of mine, we were just talking about the Galaxy the other night. And literally, I think the win for them, I don't see the Galaxy popping in with the base building right off the bat, right? Not right away. But here's the thing. I think we may see there's a very strong chance we will see the Galaxy at Intergalactic Aerospace Expo by November. There's a good chance. What I believe is they may present or provide us with at least two working or functional modular attachments. I would say the first one, first and foremost, would be the cargo attachment. Obviously, that's the low hanging fruit. That's going to be a thing. But I'm scratching my head because they offer that as a modular piece that you purchase, and I don't understand when it has a space by default to be a cargo running ship, but it's not offered. So it's like, no, you're not getting that. You have to purchase that. That's the strange thing because it's an open space. By default, I thought that should have been a cargo holding area, and I was thinking maybe the hopefully I hope they change this, that by default it's a cargo grid inside the ship without anything, right? So you get cargo by default. Now the module that you add that people have purchased, I would hope that you utilize that in conjunction with the existing or default cargo hold that you have for the Galaxy, so you expand or increase your cargo by adding the module to it. I would say that would be great. That would be fair. I mean, this is life. Nothing's fair, right? But it would be the right thing to do. But yeah, I'm scratching my head about that one. But anyway, that has to be a part of the release with the Galaxy. And the other one would definitely be the medical bay that have the tier 1 functionality that is like the Apollos, the 6 beds, if you're going to do tier 3, the 4 beds if you're going to do tier 2, and then the 2 beds if you're going to do tier 1, right? Or one side of the room will be, you can do a tier 1 bed for all injuries, and then do a 2 beds for a tier 2 that you heal most of your injuries, as opposed to the tier 3 with, you'll have 3 beds on one side, and then you have the tier 1. That's definitely the 2 that would be or should be at the release of for the release party of the Galaxy at Aerospace Intergalactic Aerospace Expo IAE. Now, what would shock us if they would have like refinery, and that ship would allow refinery in the game, and they also release the I was about to say Ironclad, the Expanse. If they have the Expanse and the Galaxy, that would be amazing. As 2 releases, that would be, and so you have the refinery for the Expanse and then refinery for the Galaxy, but no mention. There's no sneak peeks of anything to do with the MISC Expanse, but it would be really welcome, a very welcome ship for, for what we have with mining right now. It's another layer that would expand on mining. But no, I don't see the refinery coming for the Galaxy, but I do see the 2, the cargo module as well as the medical module, and then maybe some sneak peeks of refinery as well as the base building. Now, base building is another one. I kind of see that we'll see that in 2027. That would be really cool with the Galaxy. That would just be a showstopper. Giving you a little sneak peek of the probes, the functioning of how they would go about building the large base, large, medium, and small for the Galaxy. And that would be another milestone that will help them create the Pioneer, Consolidated Pioneer for base building. You think the refinery will be there with the Galaxy? Interesting. That puts a lot of pressure on them regarding the MISC Expanse. If we see the refinery. But I think Torsten is working on it. I think he was chomping at the bit about it. Because he did say, I think they're way beyond concept, because he did say that, I remember when he talked about the refining process, is that it is different from the stations. The work that started from the work that's done by the not the NPC, but the actual player. It's not what's going on with the going on back at the refinery stations at the space stations. It's different. So that tells me that they have a concept and they have a direction of what they're going to utilize. So they could very well surprise the hell out of us, because again, it's a module, right? And they have already a framework of what refining is. When you look at the space stations, you already have the framework. But this will take manual interactions, some level of maybe danger in that regard. But yeah, there's a possibility that they could just say, here's the module, and then it also opens the door for the same process with the MISC Expanse. It's just a matter of how can they kit the ship out and apply it to what they have, with the MISC brand, but create the interaction that's needed to like purify or filter out the different minerals, and then exchange those cargo duffel bags, the full ones for empty ones, I think we already have that groundwork. So it could very well be a thing where I guess I'm changing my mind that it would be a strong possibility to see the Mist expanse because of the framework of what they have in the game, right? But I don't know. We don't know what their priorities are and what they've been tasked to do. But it would be very nice, though. It would be a very uh, welcome feature that also brings more of uh, validity to mining. And I think it would also introduce more volatile and valuable minerals too, more dangerous. So the timers for refining them, you gotta get those timers down, or it can explode on you. Type of situations, a little adrenal rush when you bring volatile minerals into the gameplay for mining, a level of danger. And it opens the door for the Arastra. It opens the door further for the Orion in its aspects of what it should be or how it's supposed to handle things. Because the Arastra is going to have refining too, as well as the Galaxy. That's crazy, man. And the Expanse. So it tells me that, yeah, we're gonna be dealing with more volatile type of minerals. How about what's the opportunity of going to at some point in the future, going to Vandal space and mining very volatile and rare exotic minerals and bringing them back, stabilizing them. But you would need a hefty crew to do that. You would need a defensive military escort with you to do that, to pull that off. But the capabilities, the possibilities and the potential would be off the charts if you could do that. You know, that would be amazing. And it would change the dynamics of your armor. Man, that would be really cool. Yeah, the base building, Unknown Ghost, they said they're going to utilize the drones. So it's like a holding bin for the drones, and they're going to come out, do their thing. They're also going to pull materials. So yeah, how that plays out, we're going to see that probably next year, more than likely. We might get some sneak peeks by the end of the year of that. I don't see it as a tech preview either. But hey, prove me wrong, show me wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. That would be pretty cool though.
Extraction mode on. Fracturing mode on.
But that ship is going to make stupid money. I mean, it's just, man, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, is it going to be a point where it just sells out? Will they have like a limited number? I think that conversation is probably happening now. A limit on how many they're going to sell. I kid you not, man. I kid you not. I'm leaning towards a limited sale of the Galaxy. Because it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous, man. Because there's quite a few people who weren't able to get the Pioneer. This is the next best thing, right? And they're like, well, hell, man, I get to save some money. I get to build a large base. Oh yeah, I got some friends that got a Pioneer, but damn, this is the next best thing right here. And it also gives me the opportunity to do other things. Oh, hell yeah, I got to get that. And yeah, I just like, hold up, wait a minute. We got a limit. They were like, oh no. Oh hell, F5, here we go. War's on. Click, 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 click. You don't get one this year, ma'am, sir. Most likely. See, you let that little piece get in there. Most likely. Unlimited amount is on sale. Yeah. Oh, 7 Twix. These rocks, and not my ship, hopefully. Just mainly these rocks. Oh, that's terrible quality right there. What are you breaking up, Twix? Hand minables or vehicle minables, or is it ship minables? You got that javelin. Oh, nice. The javelin. That's, yeah. It wouldn't it blow your mind that we get to a point where, yeah, we could travel to Vandal space, and the javelin goes in, and it's like they're pushed to the limit. Breaking up the. Oh, you're in the moth. Nice. Okay, I hear you. Is this 4.9 or it's obviously in 4.9? The Warhammer. What's the Warhammer? What do you mean? I want to see the Warhammer again. What is that? Wait a minute. I'm lost here. What's the Warhammer? Someone help me out here. What is the Warhammer? I'm missing out here. I'm missing on something. But that's what they call it? Oh. Oh, nice, nice. And we don't have the javelin yet, right? Oh, wow. You think that's going to be an IAE or Invictus next year? Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think there something's coming that's going to challenge these capital ships in Star Citizen, and I think it's everything that's Vandal related. We're gonna see, you know, post release of Squadron 42. I could see them utilizing more of those type of ships into the game, especially in as we expand further the adjacent systems, or hell, if you're flying around in a cap ship, you just get attacked because you're in the ship and they have the ability to attack you, so they're coming after you. You're gonna have to, if you're gonna pull it out, you're gonna have to utilize it. That kind of stuff. But I think it will be mission based, and it's kind of like, you know, some of the community members are like dead set on this idea that everything based on, what do you call it, instancing, right? They think that instancing is about them and like the smaller aspects of them. But if you think about it and think outside the box, it's not just for people doing PvP stuff and pew pewing, and it's like, I can't crash the party. It's like a trollish mindset, and just saying, okay, I'm not, you're boxing me out of what I do in game, or you're targeting me, and you're, you know, it's gonna fail the game. When actually I think there's so many aspects that are coming down the line in regards to player instancing. And I think if you take, for example, you dial back a few years and you think about TOW, Theaters of War, and why it wasn't successful or why it wasn't ready, right? It wasn't ready for prime time. And you take all of these military base ships, capital ships, you leverage the instancing, you see what you can do with it, and it is the catalyst for them to utilize dynamic server meshing. And now you have a prelude to what the concept of theater of war was all about. You actually have missions by the UEE to go to do these strike hits, strategic strike hits near or in Vandal space. And as you enter into that system, you're also utilizing the instancing of that experience so that you can see in what Chris would want to see in concept, huge galactic space battles with capital ships, a la you flip it back into the past of his Wing Commander days. That was the concept of what he brought to the table with capital ship gameplay and these big space opera space battles. He basically had the concept for it from, it derived from Star Wars. So instancing is not about a dynamic or a narrative of icing people, boxing people out because people are complaining that, oh, they're ruining my experience. I think it's a bigger picture and relates to this, and I think it has everything to do with the space opera, the large cinematic base space battles. And can you imagine having a number of those capital ships, which, with instancing, you can run that as a large horde, and you're going toe to toe against the Vandal in real time in an instance experience, curated battle play, low desync, high server FPS, epic. That's the end game for instancing, right? But no, you get the mission givers. You can do all the FPS, Siege of Orison stuff. You can curate that. But I'm talking about the the large space operas like Star Wars. Holy smokes, man! That's instancing. That's the reasoning for instancing. So he wants to take those huge space operas from Squadron 42, and the only way for them to do that was to utilize instancing. Utilizing instancing. Oh, a crash javelin on Daymar. Oh, yes. So people did purchase that ship.
Extraction mode on.
Gonna be needed. That's all I'm saying. Oh, wow. I just destroyed a lot of that Azurite. For sure. Yeah. Jesus. Goes like, yeah, I agree with you there, man. I like what you're putting down, man. I'm digging it. Yeah, it's an end game, and it's Chris's vision. It goes. That's part we can't miss out. That he's been doing this since Wing Commander, man. Like late '80s, early '90s. This has been him. Nothing new. But now the technology, he's able to leverage that and really, really dial it in. Yeah, the space battles are going to be epic and glorious. And it's not limited to Vandal, because once we see the Kraken and the Privateer very soonish, presumably 2027, now we're talking about, having that type of battle, large scale battle against syndicates, large syndicate organizations. I mean, because everything should have scale within Star Citizen. Everything should, um, missions, reputation, it's scalable. And I think as you have or own these ships, that scale should reflect, the need of using or utilizing those ships according to higher types of reputation, where it can go from bounty hunting on, the grassroots level to the point where you're taking down a whole syndicate organization through a large space battle. It sounds corny, maybe not, but I think, uh, the end game here is there's levels to this. There's scalability. Um, and I think another name for an organization is a guild. So why not have a finality or some sort of depth to guild organizations where you can utilize, as an individual, you can utilize your guild members to take on these full battles, these attacks and things of that nature. Not Vandal related, but like on a level of, your commission. Even like you're a space marshal, where you're upholder of the law. We don't really talk about that much. That there's going to be a number of players out there who kind of put eyes on things that happen and will act upon people getting robbed or pirated, or seeing someone with a criminal record or about to do something, or they fire upon someone. You're going to have a lot of that too. People, utilizing the guild reputation to level up, to increase their averages of what they do. So I think it's definitely about the reputation. Definitely about your interactions in the game. But we're a ways from that. But I think those are going to be the end games that will encapsulate what is Star Citizen and how do you play it. What is your profession? How do you adhere to that profession in the game? And there's going to be people who are dialed in 150% and play it to its hilt, and they're going to reap all the benefits of it. But I think it's time now for Star Engine to, come into the limelight, come into the mainstream, and be that engine that we've dreamed of. And once it's able to hold up its bargain, I think CIG is going to be overloaded with players, on a level that they've never seen. The hints of it is right now. They were shocked, man. It was almost comedic, but it wasn't funny though. It was like Benoit was like, "What the hell, man? This." I'm like, he's like, "Hey, man, I'm not ready for that." And what is going on? Wait a minute. All this is happening, and I just need a moment. Okay, I need to split up 4.9 into 4.9, 4.10. I need a moment to breathe, because that defense con, the influx of these new ships. I gotta harden the system and dial things in, because we're about to get hit. The Galaxy is on the way. The Carrack, not the Carrack, but the Kraken right after that, and the Privateer. and now we're starting to introduce this age of the large carrier ships that can the pocket carrier ships. We're starting to get into that concept, and then we're beginning to expand. We've seen the redux of Nyx, and now there's a new Nyx, and we're about to get a couple of planets to complete it, and then Castor and Terra is next, and then I would say we'll probably be hearing something by the end of the year, or an announcement of the next systems that's going to come down the pipeline. We're not getting a CitizenCon, but we will very well get a hey, this is a look into next year, what we're planning to kind of keep the hype going. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of people jumping in the game to the extent that Star Engine has to get itself prepared for it, or it's going to turn people away, and they're not coming back for a while until they know for a fact. It's hard to say, hey, I'm gonna look away from Star Citizen and never play it again. I don't think that's a possibility for people who are interested in the game. Oh, seven, Captain Steve. I don't think that's an easy thing to just like, oh, okay, you don't have this feature, it's not ready, bye. I'll never see you again. No, that doesn't happen. It's now people will take time away and take a break and say, it's not ready or I can't play it. They'll keep their eyes and ears open as to, the changes that take place, or and look for some window of, hey, you have these features in. Okay, I'm interested. Is it playable? The questions will come. But never will it be, I'm done with it. I'm selling my ships. I don't know why I decided to play this game. That's going to be a super rare occasion. Even still, that person is not willing to gamble away their ships based on, well, that moment in time where it just wasn't ready. But I think they're on the cusp of like really pushing forward what's needed to be done, at least to the extent that people are happy. But I think because there's so many things in the pipeline that needs to happen, you see the ramp up of revenue, and I think it's not a thing where they're holding on to the money. They have to utilize it and spend it wisely for the development, because that all comes with high concurrency of people playing the game or wanting to play the game. And I think the inner workings, like the events and stuff like that, has gotten a lot of traction. But imagine on the external level, like really like tapping into the potential resource and people who don't know what the game is. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people who don't know what Star Citizen is or have never seen it. And then you add in the element of releasing Squadron 42. That element, that dynamic and level exposure is a scary thing for CIG, because now you have no more room for, oh, it's an alpha, it's in development. You have no more room for that, CIG. It's more of, what the hell, man? People are, I think the saving grace is people will play through those levels of Squadron 42. That gives them a little time to get everything in a working state as far as the engine is concerned. Knock down those major hurdles that's holding the game back as far as playability. And I think once they've broken through that and stabilized the game, I think the new concept of instancing is going to help with the new people in the game, right? That's just started playing the game. That's another thing that I see of value with instancing. but also, like I said, the large and huge space battles with org gameplay or local organizational gameplay. I think that's going to be huge for the game itself. Options where you can play as an organization or guild in the game itself, and everything's curated to play out as designed. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it seems like life for us, but there are people who have no idea this is a thing. Yeah, I had someone say to me, "What is that?" Yeah, literally, what is that? They're saying that expression. Scuba Steve, TXST07. You changed your name. It's Scuba Steve. TXST07s. I like it. I think I guess this situation, the 4.9 and 4.10. Oh, very nice, Uber. Very nice. Welcome back. I think this is a good. This. I think in itself, these recent changes and such, and the call to get the game in a working state and stable state. I think this is a good thing because it really rallies them to work together, because it's all hands on deck effort, and I think you'll see the best out of CIG in these times of when it's needed, right? Oh gosh, did I break something? Yeah, this Azlerite, man, it's easy, but it's not easy, man. Hold on, I'll leave this alone.
Mining mode off.
Yeah, but the good news is I've been hearing some good things with Siege of Orison. I'm hearing some good things. I think there's one or two things that are off that needs to be fixed. NPCs are spicy now, so it can only get better. It's PTU, I think it's wave 1, so that's a good thing. They're looking to aggressively move past 4.9. No doubt about it. They are aggressively looking to get past it, because I think we were talking about 4.11 and 4.12. There's 2 more patches, and one of those, they need the server, some sort of version of or versioning of server meshing. We also need some updates on the Nix system, as well as Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, what that's going to look like. Now, granted, I think based on where the Genesis tech is and where they are with the next 2 patches, if it aligns or not, I think the next best case scenario would be tech preview for the end of the year, so that way they can utilize it. Is more of an elaborate version of PTU, but a tech preview of Nix, the full built out Nix. And once they have fully validated that it is ready for prime time, I would say it would be very responsible for them to bring it out in 2027. That would be the responsible thing, but give the opportunity for people to see it, to give proof of this is what we're working on, but there's a lot of complexity with it. but we've got it to a point where we're able to allow you to test it and see what Genesis will bring to the table, but it's not quite ready to be integrated into prime time. It gives them a little more time, but at the same time, it gives proof of their work, their hard work. I'm gonna say hard work because that's what Chris says, and that's what I believe. It is hard and complex work. I would say hard and complex. And I've been rambling. Hard and complex. Tech preview may be leveraged if they're not quite ready to bring that into the prime time at the end of the year. And it all depends on what the devs are feeling like, because there's still the chance that we see Squadron 42 as well, and what that could mean for edge cases of, hey, I got to get in there and do this work and do this to hot fix some things. There's an edge case for that. So you probably, because you're reserving some of the team members for that, I don't know. There's a lot of fronts. There's a lot of development fronts that they got to be focused on, and it's just about making the right decisions on things to be released. And as a live product, they want to be very careful with that. But I think overall, I think because of what's coming next, they have to tread very lightly, because the importance of these new features is going to really change the dynamic of how we're playing the game. I think it's foundational, to be honest. It's not a clear item here, and you're supposed to. It's more of, Star Engine related things, back end server related things, features that are going to be totally different, such as the Genesis tech. But I think there may be some integration of the Maelstrom system with these new planetary features, right? The back end has to be incorporated with that stuff. You can't piecemeal it. So, yeah, they got to tread lightly, because the engine is about to change dramatically. The server data set is going to change. And I'm praying for them, because this is going to be really complex. It's got to be a perfect storm of things. Again, I've seen this, man, over and over again with Chris. These perfect storm situations. You would think, oh man, they're in some hot water, or they're in a pickle here, and it just, I don't know what it is, man. I do know what it is, but I think you can see it as akin to, I call it a perfect storm, a perfect storm situation. And it's been several. Right? The prediction is, oh, this does not bode well for them. And if it didn't happen, it wouldn't allow them to get into that position. That's what I'm talking about. You can reflect on that. You see it too. CryEngine not upholding and doing their part. Moving from CryEngine to Lumberyard, and things that took place there where they had to move from the Lumberyard into its own to Star Engine. All those circumstances of things, having the right relationships, turbulent, and then it also introduced or brought to the table a level of consistency through their CTO, uh, which they known each other for quite a while, but uh, a working relationship that now it, it's an integration of the two companies. These perfect storms, man. It's not just happenstance or coincidence, and it aligns with what people want as a game, and how the industry is a certain way. They're not making a game for the gamers. Put it to you that way. The industry standard is not about, or their basic process or their order of operation is not based on pleasing the gamer. It's about um, their shareholders making profit. Hello. Yes, that's the industry. And now you have someone who's passionate about gaming and wants the game that he loves based upon him being a developer way back in the day. Not too far, right, Chris? Not too far back in the day. Back in the day. And he, as a gamer slash game developer, has kind of like excluded for the most part, excluded the shareholders, the same old routine that's been done. If he didn't, we wouldn't get this scope of where they're pushing the game. And people would probably say, in response to me saying this, they would say, "Oh, Kimmy, the game would be done now." But yeah, let's say that is the case. What level would it be on? What would be the scope of that gameplay, right? Where, like, you do a cut screen, right? You do your landing, you pick the planet, you have a cut screen where it happens, and then the cut screen it shows a scene of a bar, and then you pick items that you want to trade or exchange. That's the extent of the game. No really seeing your avatar, no really in-depth interaction with other people, no in-depth of mining or salvage, none of that. We ain't got time for that, or the finances, or the time, or the creativity in creating the concepts for that, right? It's a passion project.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
But it's not a time to get complacent either and say, okay, we're working hard, we're doing good, okay, our heads are down when it's ready. No, there's a sense of urgency in this too, and I think that's its own success is pushing that narrative back to CIG, that now they really must perform in a sense of urgency. Not to say that they weren't, but it's more apparent and more of a priority than ever, because of the imminent release of Squadron 42 and the potential influx of players getting into the game on a level that we've never seen ever before. The events of IAE, base building, more in-depth, crafting of items, blueprint, discovery, and creating from those blueprints your own items, set of items, and it's going to go into ships, and then eventually making and building your own ship or your space station, base building. I mean, it's there, and you're gonna not just be scale up to bring people in, but you're scaling to keep them there. Yeah, the priority is high now for CIG. Priority level is high. That's a hot seat. But I truly believe that with all that has been going on lately with Sony and Microsoft, they're going to, it's not poaching. They're going to take the time and get the right talent to bring on board. They're going to hire some people that's really going to take it over the top. or get them where they need to be. Because, I think Chris knows what he needs. Benoit knows. All the, Aaron, they all know what's needed. They're going to bring that talent in.
Warning, power critical.
And it's going to be worthwhile. Because they need to move in a direction like quickly. And they have to be definitive with those decisions because of what's coming. It's not a lot of games out there, man. They fit, they all kind of like are flat into a genre type. And they just do one thing, one basic thing.
Warning, power critical.
Man, this Azlerite is funny. It's a funny type of thing, man. I've never mind this. It has a certain way about it, a certain complexity. It's easy to mine, but it's not. You really got to focus in with this thing, man.
Warning,
Look at that.
power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Woo. It's easy, but it's very complex to work with. And when you break it, you don't instantly get the parts that you can pull in. You have to keep whoever designed this, man. and I think I would have this is supposed to force me to change my modules as well. I think we're getting a dynamic in mining that, oh shit.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
And it's so funny, this is the stuff that you need for armor. Not a coincidence. Yeah, the thing about the Cry engine, it's evolved, Uber. Have to make things more entertaining and fun some way somehow. Yeah, that comes from a lot of feedback from the community, and also bringing in aspects of the gameplay from the developers with their creative input. Yeah, they're definitely looking at Reddit and gleaning things that make sense for the game. Oh 07, I sent it. Good day. 07. Even if you have worked on a Cry Engine project, CIG has so much custom stuff. Yeah. Hence the pain and pleasure. I think the pain of it is getting in, like you're hiring new staff, you got to acclimate them, and then you're in the middle of creating these tools, which is brand new. It's not CryEngine anymore, right? Oh, you played last night. 07, I sent it. Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Kubas is saying the more I stream it, 6 minutes plus of quantum time travel or quantum travel, it's just wash time. There's nothing to do, unlike a system jump. Yeah, it's flat, but the allure from the beginning was that was real time spent of knowing that there's no cut screens. Now, how can you make that more dynamic? Unlock the ports. Oh shoot. He's got a. He got. Okay, Twix is up to something. All right, I trust you, man. He's out there somewhere. Where is he? Ports unlocked. Oh gosh. Oh, if you're attacked from a distance. Oh man. Yeah, I think they need to speed it up. Even if a buddy calls for help, you can't take 10 minutes to get to them. Oh, well, see, now you're on the cusp of talking about the new quantum travel feature, right? Um, yeah, overall, I think there's a balance that has to come with that, Uber Steve. There's some levels of what that really is on the physics level. what's 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 fiction, what's sim and what's arcade. I get it, like curating the gameplay, but at the same time, I think I totally get your aspect of the traveling system, but then you have to look at it's a yin and yang of it, right? The polar opposite of that would be potential troublemaking, trolling in the game of people utilizing that in a very negative way. And that's the thing that you have to balance that aspect of the game, because that could take a turn for the worse, and potentials of people getting attacked across countless sectors. Twix, what's going on with your landing gear, man? Oh, okay, there it is. Oops. Your landing gear is down now. Productivity. Oh, you took it. Now you're not. But most of the time you were setting things up. I said it. I feel your pain. Yeah, I think Scuba. I'm wondering if the social tools will help with that, as far as, like you're saying, doing preparations as an org, and prior to getting into the game, everyone is locked and loaded basically, and they're set to and they're ready to go. I think in that aspect of options, when you're talking about instancing, can you instance as far as how you go into the game, right? There's a potential for that as well. Now, when it comes to, like, you're literally, I think that conversation about you're so far away to get to a friend in dire help, when we get into 10, 15 systems across, I think that's a mute conversation, because that's a physical point where you are in space, and it's a physicalized thing where you have to travel that. You have to travel that distance. But I think when you're talking about, I think that's a that's a physics thing. That is um, a aspect of the game of, this is, you're truly in a virtual world, basically, right? So I don't know. They could probably speed up quantum a little bit to balance it out, but that's got to be a hard felt situation where if you're several systems away, I think that shouldn't change. Now, granted, the mechanics of quantum is a little dated, and I think that new promise aspect or the gameplay feature of the quantum travel part, I think there's some conversation to be had about how fast should you be able to go, or much faster than this, but not to the point where it's almost like you're gonna cover that time in like a couple of minutes. I think that wouldn't be fair to the development of what Star Citizen truly is in its essence, is that it is truly a universe, a virtual universe where it is by design. But yeah, I would say, granted, I would say I would meet you probably not halfway, but I would meet you some of the way to say and agree that the new quantum travel system, it's overdue for updates, as well as being able to travel in a way that it's more akin to like what we see with Star Wars or Star Trek, that you're traveling the distances and you can get there, but not to the point where it's like I'll be there in a couple of minutes, right? I'll be there in a few minutes. I don't think it should be like 10 minutes, but I think with that said, there's repercussions to that, Scuba, right? Because it opens the door for trolling and ganking, if you want to call it that, and excessive negative gameplay of attacking people, right? So what I would say is, if you're using that quantum drive in a way of just running around the galaxy doing things, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You're utilizing it. Those things are going to burn. It's going to require maintenance, right? So use them wisely. I think that is the counterbalance to it, to what you said, and I think you make a good point of that. That's refreshing, but also it opens the door for more depth in gameplay and repercussions to how they are utilized. Utilize them responsibly, but if you have to use them in an emergency, like to aid a friend, and you're burning both ends of the candle, that's fine. But the repercussions is you're going to gamify it and say, I need to repair these or place maintenance on my drives because now they're not performing right because I'm burning the hell out of them. I love that though. I think that's a good thing, but I would say I would meet you some part of the way with the aspects of getting there, but at the same time at the responsibility of utilizing them. What is NAS? On my QD, what is NAS? You got me on the acronym. CS4. What is CS4 at Lipsky is a death sentence. Oh, one of the mining areas? Oh my God. Oh no, goes, what does that mean? It's like Gank City or something. You're attacked a lot. Oh, crime stat. Oh, or at Levski is it? Oh, nitrogen. No. Nitrogen oxide. I like the cars that go boom. You can't get a ship out in that area. Oh my God, that's crazy. Remind me not to ever go there. Thank you for the repair, sir. Twix is on it, man. Holy smokes, Twix. I love the outfit, man. You're looking jazzy, dude. Look at Twix, man. He's fashioned out, man. 07, sir. Oh 07 right back at you. Thank you, sir. Holy smokes, man. You looking jazzy, dude. Dude is like, he's dripping, man. Star drip. He's just showing off. Right and left side. Oh, he's dripped out, man. He knows it. Oh, look at the offset arm, shoulders. Oh, he's a star fashionista. Look at this, man. Dude, this is epic. Bro, the helmet. What? Oh, this is epic. Oh, dude, you're looking good. You're looking really fly in this. Holy smokes, man. You're just showing off here. Looking good, dude. I tell you, man, CIG is killing the fashion in Star Citizen. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice, Twix. Nice, nice selection there, man. That is really cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's the ASD edition Geist. I know, right? Star blinging. Is this the Misk B, whole B? It's the whole B. Dude, when'd you get the whole B? Oh my gosh. I see. Oh, this is the whole A? I get him so confused. And Misk is doing the thing, man. Misk is doing the thing. Wow. Now, is it blueprintable though? Is that a blueprint version, or is that from a mission? That's the question. And that's what, when I found out about the blueprints and crafting, and now it's like, I don't want the armor from mission givers and such. I want to be able to get the blueprint now, because then I know it will save and I can keep them.
Launch sequence complete.
Yeah, I wonder if you can utilize it as blueprint, make a blueprint of it. Quick switched me out for the 48 SU, the mold type, oh 07 Twix.
Extraction mode on.
Yeah, there's something going on with the mining laser beam too. Oh, you made yours unknown? Mine's getting a little long in the tooth there, Scuba. I gotta start to think about some upgrades, man. I don't know, CIG. Can I get some dripped out purple or something like that iridescent or shiny purple or something? Come on now, man. That looked damn good, man. I need to step my game up, man, in Star Citizen. I'm lax, dude. Oh my gosh. Right. Wow. He's got me questioning myself, man. I need to reevaluate my thing now. Holy smokes. Hurston black. Oh wow. Hurston's black? Holy smokes. Is that a recent change? We're not even out of Stanton, and look at all the different varieties of armor and such. It's insane. And it's you're able to play it in the game, and I mean, wear these different armor types. And it looks so damn good, though. Those little details, man, it means everything to me. And now you have the John Wick suit now, which encourages you when you're at the landing zones to wear your suit.
Warning, power critical.
Makes me wonder if there in certain areas there you'll be able to pull guns and such. You know, especially with bounty hunting. 63, 65. 65. Okay, 67. Yeah, the patch. Yeah, we got to get to persistence, Scuba Steve. We got to get persistence in. No more wipes. That's another thing that kind of deters people, you know, of going in long term playing the game. Once we get to a point where there's no more wipes, that's going to be a great day for Star Citizen. And they got to get there. It's got to be with a sense of urgency. Getting it there. And this is a strange rock for me, man, to crack, because you break it into chunks, you still have to break it down. That's crazy. It's easy, but it's not easy. You got to really tweak the levers back and forth to keep it in that zone.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Oh wow, look at that.
Warning, power critical.
And it heats up so fast.
Warning, power critical.
Preset up. Oh, for your now when you say, what do you mean by that, Scuba Steve? Just wish you could save preset armor configs. Now you're saying, oh, like once you've created them, they're gonna stay in the game, right? Like outfits. Yeah, a preset. And here's the thing. I think there's a level of like, I would say the more, let's say the more advanced, what do you call those machines? What do you call them? That creates the crafting machines. I think there's a call for, like you said, preset data, and and it should also, you know, like almost like the refinery, or it should be able to hold a. Okay, I put it to you like this. Remember when we got here's a perfect analogy. When we received the medical, the Apollo, and then they went to the medical supply, or the medical goo that's a part of the ship that you just put it in there, and it's a supply of it. Why not have that as a thing in Star Citizen, where it's, once you've created or crafted the item, right? Okay, it has a memory. It has memory. It has a preset. Once you've created that particular item, now it's a part of its memory or preset memory. And now all you do is keep a fill of those elements, such as whatever it is you make, or what is it? Whatever you need to create that particular item. Now you have it holds a supply of those elements. You have a preset, You go press a button and there it is. It comes back. You don't have to go through the crafting process. And it holds it as a tank, right, of supplies. Yeah. So, but you shouldn't be able to wipe your presets. It becomes another level of the blueprint itself. So the blueprint is the catalyst of your item. So once you've created it, it says this is your complete armor set, this blueprint. And now you've created it, you can just keep a deposit of whatever the element is that creates it. Let's say it gets stolen or it's looted. Hey, damn, somebody looted me. You go back to the crafting machine, hit the button, you have a supply of the element, and it spits out a new one for you. And then when it's time to refill the chambers or whatever those elements are across the board for all your items, you have a view or UI of when those tanks are getting low. You go out and just procure, mine again, or whatever material you need to get, and you put it back into the machine. Fill it, keep it filled up. I think that's the next level of crafting. Initially, at the beginning, you craft it. Once you get a fresh blueprint, you go through that process. Then it adds into the memory of that machine. Why not, man? Why not? Or is it already in there like that? Are we already utilizing it? Yeah, it's like the machine on Star Trek, Scuba Steve. Same thing with food items at some point, right? When we get into the organic aspect of crafting. Or you can hunt an animal and it takes that protein and it creates something from that protein. Chicken soup. Tastes like chicken. It synthesizes it or turn it into protein blocks. Protein edible chunks. Right? Keep it, you have a basic one, you have a gourmet style that's even more money. Someone on Origin or the 890 want the gourmet style. But someone who lives or camps out, they don't care. They want the protein chunks. So it's cheaper for that. That's the next level of crafting and the crafting machine. Soylent Green. Every 6 months on wipes. Yeah, I think as we get this engine locked down, I send it. We're gonna see less of wipes. And I think this is the reason. This is another reason why there's a priority to get this stuff done, because we get to a point where we don't need to do wipes. That's gonna be great. Azlerite is a little tricky. It's not sustainable. Yeah, I think I mentioned a few days ago, if you have a dynamic economy that is really, really dialed in, and I mean, it communicates across systems, the economy, supply chains and things that demands and things of that nature, then you don't have to worry about a money wipe and create scarcity. I kind of like this dystopian way of Star Wars and how the Empire works. The war machine that is the UEE, that it's a necessity for them to pull resources in order to keep the Vandal pushed back to an extent. So it's not a thing of they do this because they want to. They do this because they need to, right? And so there lies your purpose and necessity within the economy of Star Citizen. that war machine is sucking the money out of everything because you need to live and survive. Because if not, if they're not pulling those funds, who's going to keep the vandal at bay? No one. Yeah, we need the economy, but we need the server meshing tech first, Scuba Steve, because that economy has to be unified. It has to be dynamic, right? But it has to communicate and be consistent across all the systems and the elements of what supply and demand should be.
Fracturing mode on.
Right? And it's got to make sense. It's got to be spot on. I don't know if that's easy for them. We don't know anyway until we get the server meshing tech up and running. But I think Tony Zorvek proved that it could work, but it needs server meshing.
Power critical. Shield under attack.
Because those servers have to communicate in a more complex way. And purchase ships and money should be wiped. Earn progress like blueprints and Wickler should persist. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think also environmental risk and rewards should play into how you burn through resources as well, Ascendant. We need environmental hazards with the dangling carrot in those hazards, right? That prove profitable if you're able to pull it off. Which, if not, then it should burn hard into your resources, right? The risk and reward should really be dialed in with your resource management and your resource pool. Stuff that there's environmental things that will make you grind or cause you to grind due to loss. We need that dynamic in Star Citizen. It's not there yet. We need the creatures. We need more lethal NPCs where it's like you got to keep your head on a swivel because it's not just loss of life, but loss of resources. I think that's the dynamic is going to really make people look at the game and say, hey, challenge accepted. Yeah, unless, like I said, you have dynamics in the environment that is going to create loss. That's going to create loss. That's going to really hit your resource pool, right? And the only way you commit to that is the risk and reward within that dynamic. Something of value, but then the external forces will like cause you to burn those resources because you failed. I think there's going to be a time for when they, the way this community plays and the fact that now at some point we're going to be able to scale the game, that's going to require co-op cooperative gameplay, then yeah, that's the way to help sustain each other. Now, as the individual gameplay is concerned, the risk and reward, let's say the reward should be scaled to that individual where it's just you're making a living, but you're not profiting immensely. And I don't think this is the gameplay. I think this is the way we're making money in the game. and making profit. I think this is all in the testing aspect of Star Citizen. I think once they have, I truly believe this, once they have all the mechanics and game features that we were mentioning and more locked in, and you have sustainability of the engine itself, you're not gonna see this happen in the game anymore. You're not gonna be, if anything, you're gonna be crying because you are not making as much as you think, and when you try to make it, it kicks you in the ass. And even as a group, it still, the game recognizes and scales accordingly to your efforts as a collective. That's what I'm talking about. That's when you're like, the game, you're not playing the game is playing you. But they can't do that now. I mean, it's no point in doing that because they don't have all the systems in place. They're still seeing, the tip of the iceberg is that they're still seeing the extremes of what happens if you really can outwit the game and where money is no object. That's an aspect of testing as well. They got to get to a point where once they get all these features in and they get them dialed up accordingly, then we will never have a conversation of we need to have wipes or there's someone's exploiting the economy. We shouldn't have these conversations anymore. It should be like, hey man, I need to team up with you because I'm a little on hard times now. I can't even pull out my Idris. I can't afford to. Like, yeah, I know what you mean, man. You think we can pull a couple of Auroras and stay under the radar and make some runs real quick? It shouldn't be easy, and it's not going to be easy. Chris is old school gaming, man.
Hydrogen fuel at 50%.
He's old school gaming. I agree with that. I agree when we get to the point of we have all said features in game. I send it. Well, the functional features that will say this is a complete game, right? Not the mission base, but the structure of the game.
Warning. Power critical. Warning.
But yeah, I do agree. It's got to go to a macro level where we're not having these conversations and having these exploits happen. But we need basic functionality for scaling this game. I would suspect that we see some sort of tech preview of server meshing this year at some point. Not ETU, but tech preview at least, so that 2027 would be the benchmarking of, yeah, we're finally in server meshing, and now we can utilize these other tools. This is hard, dude. Mining this is no joke. This stuff is no joke to mine. It's easy, but it's not easy. And it's difficult. I think, would it be Tony Zorvek who understood that? Because that was his major. I think he was going to go for his master's in that, I think. If anything, I think that he is that resource. I think when it comes to, I think he finished what he needed to finish, Ascendant. But I think when they get to the point of the economy working, I think he'll come in as a, I would say, would it be an advisor or it's another word for it, but the closest thing I would say he would come in as an advisor. Um, and I feel as though Chris is able to. They're good friends. They've known each other decades. No, I would suspect and expect Chris to reach out to Tony and said, "Okay, we have the economy system running. What do you see, Tony? What do you recommend here?" I totally expect that.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Man, I gotta release this thing and time it when it.
Warning,
Yeah, it's some odd things going on with the mining laser because it turns off when I just takes my hand off the trigger, right?
under attack.
It detracts. But yeah, I suspect Tony Zerbeck to come in as a what is it when the corporations hire someone temporarily just to analyze certain things? They have them on the are you tapping it? Yeah, a little bit. I just need to tap it. It's on and off, wax on and wax off, because I think my equipment is overpowered for it. Very nice, I send it. That is cool, man. That is really cool. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure too. It's I'm not getting readings like I should in this you see how it just popped up. There's some latency going on. But this is 4.9. Look at that. The laser is just willy-nilly. And that's just the wax on. Yeah, I may end up vaporizing this thing. Yeah, it's gonna vaporize. Oh, now it's cooling down. Or I can use distance. Let's see. It heats up very fast. Damn. It disintegrated most of it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not looking at that. Oh gosh. I need the right equipment. I send it. I don't have it. It's not in me. I do. I definitely do, Twix. No doubt about it. For sure. I'm gambling here. And it's a lot of it out here. That's the thing. It's a lot. Yeah, I sent it. I was thinking on those lines. I would love it if they did some rework on the Misk and other ships involved, especially I think going forward with the Orion and the Rostra, they have an opportunity to utilize the space inside the ship for like the mining heads and the gadgets where you can uh kind of like the with the similar to the cargo grid, had one specific for the mining equipment and gadgets where it sticks to the walls of the ship or an area where it can do that. That would be cool. Any schmuck can try to be a pirate. Compensation, yes. Yes, the operating cost, right? Operating costs, for sure. Hazard pay. Hazard pay, for sure. But I think with piracy, we kind of touched on trolling, uh, griefing, a little bit of you know, flying around and attacking people for whatever reason, other than just to upend their gameplay. I would say, I think with the syndicate that's coming within Star Citizen, I think there's a hierarchy that even pirates would have to adhere to. They have to be adjoined potentially to one of those organizations with, or the number of those organizations within the game, so that there'll be some sort of order or peace amongst thieves, right? And I think if you work outside those realms, I think what may occur in response to the trolling aspects, if you're kind of, it's just like with organized crime. If you're working and operating inside of another organization's territory without authorization, you know the deal, right? I think something is to be said about that reality or that virtual reality within Star Citizen. If you're out there ganking people and, you know, attacking, not just in, we're not talking about the UEE, United Earth Empire locations. We're talking about outside of the law or the law controlled locations where the gangs are king and queen. That when you're doing things in these areas and you're running, you know, you're running shot crazy with attacking people, it's going to get all of that. It should garner all their attention. It's a reputation system within the syndicate itself, and so it should bring a lot of um, repercussions and you know, literal attacks, literally attacks on your person regarding your jumping systems attacking people. So unless you're, if you're not affiliated with a syndicate and you're doing a certain number of missions based on that and setting a quota for not killing but bringing in resources, then you should be attacked. Yeah, yeah, you should be attacked, and that's fair because it's bringing you into the gameplay, whether you're say you're playing the game your way or not. Yes, definitely need it. And I'm gonna drop my cargo off. What are you actually doing in the game, Twix? Oh, let me give this man. Let me give you guys a shout out.
Quantum travel complete.
Oh, nice. Running salvage. Yeah. I need to switch some gears, man. I'm gonna get some materials because I want to start crafting some things and just have a procurement of resources. Just have a resource, just a stash of different materials to utilize. But I think that what are you doing? What are you crafting? I'm pretending that I'm gonna craft. I'm preparing to craft. I was talking about the aspects of how should it evolve, and I think I was saying when you initially get a blueprint, you go through the gameplay of crafting it, but then it should start over when you want to upgrade the quality levels. I think, and that sparked what you were talking to me about quality levels, Ty, and then the wipes, and it was some reservations about the gameplay, putting it on pause because you may get a wipe based on the quality levels. So there's no point in going after these high quality materials for your crafting. But I was saying, once you have crafted the said item, it should be in memory in the crafting machine. And so it's just you keeping a deposit of the material. So that in turn could help bring back full on looting of people now. And so when you lose that item, whatever the case, you go back to the crafting machine, you pull up that template, you have the deposit of resources, and then all you have to do is basically hit the button on that said item and it spits it out. But if you find elements or ore that is of higher quality, you have to go through the initial blueprint processing again, the initial recrafting of the item as if it was the first time you were doing it, because you're locking in a new um, quality type or material type, basically. I think for me, that would be the future of crafting of items on the armor side or weapons, the material side, not the organics. That's a different conversation altogether. CIG needs a macroeconomic person, at least three opposition or socioeconomic theory people. That would be interesting. I think. Do they call back Tony Zorvik? He's supposedly he was going after his masters for economics before Chris called him. I send it. True story. Locked. Oh, I might have. Let me turn engines off.
Systems off.
That may be stopping the process. Oh, it seems like it. Look, it says repair block. I guess that means finish. You have 800 plus quality materials? Ouch. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, that one hurts. That one hurts. Show some love here to you guys. I told. And some love to those guys, man, for doing their thing in the verse, for love, passion for the game. They've been doing it for a while. Clutch to steal stuff from me. But you know what? That is interesting, Ta. I would say double down on that in the respect of prison hurts, man. Prison should count. Prison should be like, I think I think, did we have a conversation about the next Planet Nix, that very toxic location would be a great candidate for a Klesher 2.0 or a rival planetary system with creatures if you try to escape. But yeah, I wonder, Ta, if that means that they strip you of your material, for your well-crafted, whatever your armor is, and oh well, you have to go back, and the penalty is you have to craft it like you were crafting it for the very first time. Not take the blueprint, but ooh, that would be a great penalty for pleasure. I kind of like that. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that would be potentially gamify that. I'm wondering. That could be a penalty, man. That would hurt like going to prison. Holy smokes. Right. That, well, I don't know about that one. That, yeah. But yeah, I mean, make it true gameplay, not a bug. And I think that's a bug, right? That's some more stuff they have to figure out. Wipes your reputation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you served your time. But should it be more of suspended gameplay or escaping? I don't know. Yes, I'm gonna drop off these materials. I think in what, the 29th, they're gonna do the drops. I don't know. I'm gonna do those drops for you all if you want to tune in and hang out. I'll do a 4-hour. I'll do a 4-hour stream for you all if you want those items. I get a weekend and do it, and you pull those drops. That won't be a problem at all. think that's in 4 days. It starts the 29th. It's in 4 days. I'm trying to look for Knicks without looking at the map, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Levski, that's what I meant. Levski, not Knicks. Levski, landing zone. Oh, 4 hour for the drops, Ta. For the drops. What if a real person could actually appeal a crime? A real person that can look at your logs that would justify a monthly subscription. Oh, that's a great point there, Ty. If you escape, you lose your stuff anyway. Yeah, I think that leverages crafted materials, right? The risk and reward, and say, okay, I have some things at my base or hangar that I'll hit the button. I have the materials stored. I have the template already created. I'm gonna hit the button and I'll get it back. But yeah, it should keep it. Yeah, essentially keep it, especially if you escape, right? But speaking of escape, should there be a storyline involving closure to that? Because you're wanted. Your sentence isn't like wiped. It should be some sort of thing that you have to do to, like, maybe go through a fencer to get your records falsified or cleaned, right? A hack or some sort that you have to go to. And here lies the aspect or stealth gameplay again, where you have to do something to a location and go get some records wiped. And it's not one central area. It's a whole mess of areas that you just have to do it. And you have to go in and stealthily get things wiped, right? You probably have to pay for temporary ID or something. You have to wear a certain clothes of that worker, and you go in and you swipe things. I don't know, some stealth. Should it be some stealth involved? Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on the severity of crime, right? Like for people who are trolling and just ganking people, then it should be a higher level of stealth involved that they have, or are they just going to be attacked and they get killed and then they'll spend a little time in Klesher, and then because then they were killed and their record was wiped, or they get killed and they start off fresh with nothing, right? They have to go back and craft their stuff as an escape con, right? I don't know. That's something to be talked about, because there's levels to that. There's depth. It's flat right now. It's not even tier 0. I think there's some sort of uh, game development of making sure that um, that is a part of the gameplay. It needs depth, no doubt about it. It needs to have depth. It's too flat right now, and it doesn't end because you escaped. There's levels of closure that needs to be applied to that. Homicide, yes.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Yes, there you go, Ty. Yep, yep. Totally agree. You you have to clear the circle. You have to complete the circle of what. Oh, what am I doing? You have to complete that circle based upon, like you said, Ty, of the severity of the crime. Um, it's all reputation based, right? Or you report to the syndicate, they give you some jobs to do, some assassination jobs or whatever the case, or stealth. It doesn't matter. It's the syndicate. You're gonna work for them. They give you the job to wipe your to get your sentence clean because you are affiliated. That's part of what you do with the syndicate. They help you with that. Yeah, I think along with the Klesher, you know, those updates to the prison system and maybe a possible a second one on Castra. Um, I think there's some conversations to be had about a revived version of Grim Hex and more of a purposeful Grim Hex, not just where it's a little area within UEE's territory. I think there could be layers of gray that can be placed into that where it becomes what you would call Star Wars version of the cantina, right? Where why is the UEE allowing this place to exist when it harbors criminality? I think it's for a reason. I think UEE utilizes it as a place for their people too, because they want to go in as double agents. They want to, you got spec ops, right, involved in things where they hear things beyond the territory of the UEE. I think that's the depth of what the lore team could bring to the table in regards to Grimhex, where the reason it only exists is for the purpose of the UEE. But also when it's time to pinch and snag and snatch resources as needed, right? They can do that because they know where those resources are, and it's in the hands of the no do-gooders in at Grimhex. So it's a leash. It's a long leash or short leash, depending on the situation. The UEE can always pull their chain, but it's a placeholder for all things that gives them an intel beyond their radius. So that's the narrative for Grimhex, hence why it allows for clandestine meetings, the stealth meetings, the things that never happen, and you can't tell who's who. but in its own space, deals are being made. There's gambling. There's the dragonfly races, the deadly dragonfly races that should be outlawed, but for some reason, the UEE turns the other cheek because they know that there is a higher purpose as to why it they allow it, and that's for to pull resources, but most importantly to pull information outside of the jurisdiction of the UEE. Pirates know things, and they can leverage pirates' knowledge so that they can do strikes where they need to make strikes. Uh, Everything has a price. If they need to take out heavy hitters for criminality amongst the syndicate, what better way to do it is find out from their rivals, right? And get the intel. And where to do it at? Grim Hex. That way nobody knows. It never happened. UEE wasn't there. Wink, wink. Oh, man. It's a place or a hub of danger and excitement at the same time, where deals are made under the table and in the basement, in the sewers. Welcome to the new Grim Hex. Welcome to the new Grim Hex. Gambling, putting UEE on the tables for the races, the deadly dragonfly races. Oh man, Grim Hex would have it going on, and those defense con dancers. Oh yeah, they really have dancers. Oh my gosh. I see I send it there every night. I just like, I'm having a beer, I'm calling it a day, I'm going to Grim Hex, call it a day, unwind and relax. Oh gosh. Yeah, that would be incredible though. A more layered version of Grim Hex where you can do stealth missions, you can do espionage, you can do takedowns, you can take out your rival syndicate member. It's all there at the new Grim Hex. You can bet on the races. You can bet components, and you can barter parts and pieces as a gambling piece. Not the UEC, but actually crafted items. You can gamble crafted items on the races. Or materials, ore, right? You might find rare ore and you gamble on it. It's there for the taking in the dragonfly races, and you bet on actual players. And at some point it'll be NPCs, maybe all NPC races, and you can bet, you can barter, and you can gamble your items like ore and things, not UEC, but ore items and such. That would be fun. So that way it's not gambling. That would be a unique place. Yeah, I think with the instancing and the lower depths of what they're doing, and I think Grim Hex will definitely need to get some love. Levski needs a
Captain
situation
now
room.
approaching station momentarily. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Levski. I think oh, I think in the next patch, speaking of Levski, Scuba, there's supposed to be some optimizations that they've performed. It's going to be interesting to see what that looks like
Safety notice. Please follow
in
designated routes
4.10.
and refrain from approaching the tanks.
Murder is murder. That's simple. That's not economic. But if you are a pirate, that's economic. Us Americans wrote the Constitution to combat piracy and secure a standing military and preserve ill-gotten gains from founding fathers. Maybe too political. Interesting. Interesting. I'm constantly filling up the clad.
Safety notice. Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
Pyrometric chromalysis. Very low speed, low cost, high yield. That's very cool. It's a big picture thing condensed into a sentence. Nice. Yeah, I think they have to get the structure of the engine in, and then from there start to add the layers that will make it more dynamic. First of all, scaling it up. Secondly, keeping it consistent. A constant server FPS that's usable by the NPCs because you have double digits that they can work from, as it will allow them to perform their algorithms that translate to very complex behaviors with the NPCs, a level of intelligence, also making it a dangerous lot so that it then will lend into bounty hunters PvE aspects. AI will end my job faster than I wanted to retire 3 years ago. Holy smokes, AI, yeah. There's a lot of pushback I send it on the data centers now. There's such a pushback on what they are doing, and so yeah, it's a it's a it's a very, I'm not gonna say it's interesting. It's a it's an eye-opening time that we have now. There's a lot of
Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
apprehension, right, of where things are moving, where things are going, where things will end up. It tends to be negative because it indirectly affects us, right? Indirectly, it does affect us, and it's the aspect of, okay,
Station momentarily.
they're telling me they don't need me anymore in aspects of that, and then at the same time I'm supposed to embrace it and welcome it at the same time. It's a lot. With the stock golem, nice,
Captain
man.
now approaching station
Nice.
momentarily. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
That's what I'm talking about. See, they're behaving pretty nicely right here. Look at that. I'm in the zero G area. I'll go back down. But 410 is gonna. AI is an awesome tool, though. It's wow. It's amazing, man. We're making another leap in on the technical or technological front now. And I think what it is, it's really got us in awe and shock at the same time as to how it's moving rapidly. I think that's the key. That's the thing that's got us upset, is the fact that it's moving so fast, and it's moving with a force that it's like there is no controlling. There's no aspect of stopping if you don't like the direction that it's going in. It's the fear of that. AI is coming no matter what,
Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
and the question is, are you going to accept it and work with the change, or fight it? Just like the generation before the boomer, when cell phones came out, they hated them, but our generation relies on them totally. I put that extra totally in there. Yeah. Um, you know, people use the record LP and the cassette deck, the VHS, the beta, the CD, the Blu-ray. Now it's cloud. The video game cartridge, right? It's cloud. There people are in up in roars about not having the physicalized PlayStation disc now. That it's all cloud based. They're in an uproar of that. So from business perspective, there's just no return on interest on this capex right now. Yeah, it scares people. It's almost like the age of federation, right? Where it's not, the money is not the driver anymore. It's exploration, it's discovery, it's an advancement in technology, and that money is it's become obsolete. That's the scary part, potentially obsolete. And so then it redefines man's true purpose and his necessity of why, how does he go about his business, and that's the part too. Earning your keep, uh, that's a crazy armor, dude. What in the world? What is going on, dude? Holy smokes! Whoa! This is, whoa. People just dripped out, man. They're just like showing out, man. It's like and we're not even really, we just have a few locations, man, in the game, and all this variety in styles is crazy. And I used to think it was gonna really slow the game down, when that's further from the truth. The real fear we should have with AI is people becoming so reliant on it that we don't know what it is doing. Why is it doing it? And humanity becomes intellectually inept to questioning the truth behind the results of AI and its purpose, right? And its whole sole purpose. It's almost like the Terminator movie. What is that? Skynet has become awakened and conscious. And that level of intellect and intelligence is scary. It's scary, man. Companies can't spend tons of fake money forever. I think OpenAI is going to run out of cash. Oh, wow. Ultimately, if you rely too much on new technology, the knowledge of how it works can be lost, potentially. Wow. Holy smokes. Atrophy. You end up with knowledge atrophy. Lost. It flatlines. I think you have to look inside, man. I think you have to look for higher things. I think that's the key. Kids today probably couldn't do math on paper these days. That's crazy, right? Because there's no more cursive anymore, right? Spelling and writing and, Writing in cursive, that's not being taught anymore. So there's no purpose of that. In other words, sign your name, you print it. That's your signature. You print it. Or you have a stamp, ink stamp. That's crazy. But all I'm gonna call it. It's been a minute. Good seeing you all. Oh 07s. I got some things to do in the morning. I got some studies to do. I'm all about tech. I work in IT, but if you don't know how things work, you can't evaluate what AI is putting out. Yes. Yeah, it's about the checks and balances and the measure of what value is being placed on things and where it's focused. We need to see where its focus is at. And it's like, don't know. You don't know. But have a wonderful night, y'all. All the best. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna try to get it in next week, but I got some things I got due this week. So my hopes is possibly Saturday evening. 07s. But we should be seeing the 4.10. Man, it's coming fast. CIG want to get the hell off of this patch because it's not helping things at all. They want to get off of this patch. I'm on 4.9. I don't want to ruin Siege of Orson, but it goes live on the weekend. I want to get in with you all if you're up to it. And that means you too, I send it. For sure. That would be fun. Oh sevens. Yes, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, y'all. Gotta protect the person. Oh, the whales are coming back. I think they're coming back. The space whales. Yeah, we gotta see those again. We gotta get them back. Chris to get it in. Come on, Mr. Roberts. All right, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night. 07s. I'll see y'all in the verse. Let's make it happen, Captain. It's about that bottom line, baby.